Reddit is often a chaotic corner of the internet, a place where memes, rants, and fleeting thoughts collide. Most of the time, it's harmless, a quick scroll through funny posts or heated debates. But sometimes you stumble across stories so unsettling they linger long after you've closed the tab. These aren't just weird posts that fade into the noise, they're terrifying accounts that haunt readers with their raw human pain. Today, we're exploring 3 Reddit stories, each centered on users whose experiences reveal the darkest edges of betrayal, mental illness, and survival. These narratives, Jason in Hell, Worthless 319, and TA True, are heart-wrenching and impossible to forget. The story of Jason in Hell began with a post in r/relationship advice: I'm 30 male, having a hard time coping with my wife, 29, female, having cheated on me with our neighbor, 51 male. It has been 476 days since I confronted her about it. Jason counted the days obsessively, telling himself, it's been X days, maybe you won't think about it tomorrow. His pain started in May 2015, when work stress consumed him with 60-plus hour weeks. He noticed his wife had locked her phone, claiming it was to hide a Father's Day gift. She later said she'd hired their neighbor to build a home office, but her secrecy, smiling at her phone, brushing off questions, raised doubts. Jason's suspicion grew as the neighbor frequented their home, supposedly for the office project. He began monitoring her phone and location, discovering gaps in her GPS history. By July, his paranoia led him to install software to track her movements. One day, while their kids were with his mother, he saw her attempt to meet the neighbor. That night, at a dinner with the neighbor's family, the women went to a movie while Jason stayed home. Later, he uncovered messages revealing his wife's affair, including plans to meet the neighbor after Jason left for work. The betrayal culminated in declarations of love between them, shattering Jason's trust. Confronting them, Jason faced denials, but evidence forced admissions of messages and photos, though his wife insisted it hadn't gone further. The neighbor's girlfriend downplayed it, urging Jason to stay in his perfect marriage. After a heated weekend, they agreed to separate temporarily. She'd take the kids to her mother's, he'd stay home. But she told the kids they were moving because Dad was mad at her, leaving Jason's son believing Jason was angry at him, and his daughter crying in confusion. Fearing her manipulation, Jason begged her to stay for the kids' sake. She agreed, demanding he apologize to the neighbor for their son's friendship. Jason complied, and they continued socializing with the neighbor's family. The betrayal haunted Jason, impacting his job and sleep. A year later, his wife sent more photos to the neighbor, claiming it was an accident. 4 months passed quietly, but Jason felt trapped, fearing divorce would worsen her vindictiveness. He confided little. His mother would clash with his wife, and a friend's religious advice didn't help an atheist like Jason. Reddit urged therapy, legal action, and protecting the kids. Jason updated, I'm taking your advice instead of trying to fix something she doesn't want to fix. She has refused counseling several times in the past, before this even happened. I'm going to get myself and my kids out. I meet with an attorney next week. Thank you everyone for helping me see how far I had my head up my arse. Tragically, after Jason served divorce papers, his wife called 911, confessing to harming their children, Tyler, 7, and Charlie, 3. Jason, unaware downstairs, was too late to save them. She survived, faced mental health treatment, and received a 120-year prison sentence. Jason vanished from Reddit, his account deleted, consumed by grief. 2 years later, he returned, saying he was doing better, but had bad days, relying on family and coping skills. Nightmares and fear disrupted his sleep, and he briefly turned to alcohol until family intervened. Hospitalized for bad thoughts, he embraced mental health treatment, urging others to seek help. He lost his job but later returned to work, nearly regaining his salary. On her sentence, Jason felt no punishment could undo his loss. He opposed harsher penalties, not wanting to give her what she sought, and questioned her claim of no regrets. His ex-in-laws worsened his pain, withholding property and complicating visits to his children's grave. Jason urged readers to cherish loved ones. Take the time to be with the ones you love. You never know what time will be the last time. His last words to his children, I love you, good night, I will see you in the morning, offered bittersweet comfort. His resilience showed grief's weight, but also human endurance. The user, Worthless319, offered a chilling glimpse into mental turmoil, starting in 2016 with a r/Buddhism post about suffering. He wrote, "The increase in worldly chaos is a reflection of my inner turmoil and recent failures. I am a messiah whose sole purpose is to elevate humanity's consciousness and avoid self-annihilation. Crucifixion of the ego is a process of nature no different than the rainfall or a flower blooming." He described a year of deep depression, fearing meditation would merge his consciousness with the Infinite One, causing intense suffering. A user, Ansari, suggested a teacher, warning his thoughts resembled a mental health crisis. Worthless319's cosmic metaphors hinted at deeper issues. His posts grew alarming in r/awakened. "The innate truths behind the universe have been revealed to me. I have severely self to near death in the past, and I was awful at dealing with the pain." Referencing Be Here Now, he saw suffering as a path to enlightenment, like Christ's. He admitted to multiple psychiatric ward stays, feeling his core being was absent, lost in his ego. The community worried as he fixated on pain as divine. He later shared struggling with failure and humiliation, believing God commanded acts to avert global catastrophe, like nuclear war with North Korea. Worthless319's posts became frantic, describing spiritual and physical suffering as necessary for awakening. A compassionate user urged professional help, but he replied, "I really have no one to turn to. Most of my spiritual guides have rejected me as a psychotic. The only problem with me is my love for God, which must be medicated." He spoke of drugs aiding his quest for divinity. In a final post, he expressed fear of failing God's commands, planning a significant act for a Saturday. The community pleaded for him to stop, but Saturday passed without word. A user asked in r/morbid questions what happened, and Worthless319 replied, "Looks like he's just living life with his German Shepherd. I'm halfway across the country because I found someone that would murder me, so I opted out." His account went silent, leaving readers wondering if he was alive or lost to delusion. In a 2015 r/AskReddit thread asking about killing in self-defense, T.A. True shared a 1995 incident. Using a throwaway, he described living in San Francisco's East Bay with his wife and 20-month-old daughter. One Saturday, while playing a game with headphones, he heard his wife cry out. Removing them, he heard a man threaten her and their daughter. Instinctively, he grabbed a gun from his desk and went downstairs, finding his wife in distress, attacked by an intruder. He shot the man, stopping the assault. The first shot was fatal, though he fired again in panic. Handing his daughter to a neighbour who'd heard the shots, T.A. True returned to help his wife. Police scrutinised the shooting, questioning if it was excessive, but declined charges after confirming the first shot's lethality and the man's violent criminal history. The aftermath scarred T.A. True. He developed panic attacks from noise-blocking headphones, haunted by not hearing the attack. His wife struggled with severe trauma, unable to be alone for months or discuss the event years later. Their daughter, too young to remember, grew up with a stranger danger complex from her mother's paranoia. T.A. True regretted his honesty with police, which complicated the investigation, but the autopsy cleared him legally. These stories, Jason's loss, Worthless319's spiral, and T.A. True's survival, reveal Reddit as a platform for raw truths, from grief to delusion. Jason's plea to cherish loved ones, Worthless319's battle with his mind, and T.A. True's life-altering choice highlight human endurance and fragility. Their confessions and warnings, reminding us that behind every username is a person navigating their own hell. If these resonate, consider exploring similar accounts online. The internet holds countless tales, each a testament to the haunting reality of being human.